Let's get inside. Can't happen fast enough, love. What happens sooner? Get drunk, something. You step inside. The squalor of the disused U-Bahn tunnel gives way to the warmth of your safe house. A man waits inside, silhouetted against the dim fluorescent lighting. Something bad has happened, hasn't it? He steps forward, revealing a pale and expressionless face, light glinting off of steel-rimmed glasses. Paul Amsel, your team's fixer and landlord. Part deal maker, part information broker. One of the most well-connected men in Berlin. His eyes sweep across the team as he takes it all in. The grim faces, the hard stares, Iger's fury, Monica's absence. I had a feeling. How did she... His face has gone ashen. He swallows, takes a moment to chew on the words before spitting them out. How did it happen? Something in the vault security system got her while she was jacked in. It was over in an instant. I've seen Monica hit black IC before. This was something worse. Lori nods, her motions robotic and spare. Monica died of a biofeedback-induced stroke. That's right. Iger thrusts a glove finger into your chest. And this idiot stood by and let it happen. Let it happen? She jacked in, she screamed, and she seized. By the time we saw she was in trouble, it was already too late. Yeah, because you never bothered learning what to look for. Muscle contractions and microtremors are good indicators of a Decker in distress. I'm assuming you didn't have anyone keeping an eye out for those. No, if you had, my friend wouldn't be lying dead in a basement. Oh, shove off, Iger. We were all on the lookout for physical security, Axelrod included. Throwing him under the bus isn't going to help anything. Under a bus is exactly where he belongs. Iger turns to face Dietrich. She towers over him, but he stands his ground. I respect you, Dietrich. You know that. But you don't have my training. None of you have. Monica was good. She was the best, right? But she was overconfident. She treated the job like it was a game. Do that long enough and you're gonna get burned. Iger turns her focus back to you. If you'd been paying attention, you'd have figured all of this out on your own by now. You would have known that Monica needed watching as much as that door. Enough, Iger. Amsel's voice is hoarse, his expression blank. Enough. Iger pushes ahead, heedless of the interruption. Her voice remains measured, but there's fire in her eyes. How many seconds passed between Monica's first convulsion and her plug getting pulled? 4, 5? Do you know how much damage biofeedback can do to a Decker's brain in 5 seconds? Look, this won't. You don't have to answer that. Of course you know. Monica died while you stood there and watched. This is all your fault. That is enough. Amsel's voice comes out in a roar, and his fist smashes down on the desk behind him. Iger, you and Axelrod can have it out later, but I've had enough. We need to talk action. Our client sent you into something much bigger than he'd led us to believe. I want to know why. Right there with you. This was supposed to be a milk run. Payback isn't the only reason why we need to find him. We saw something back there, something that we weren't supposed to see. It's fair to assume that we're all still in danger. He pauses, rubs his temples. Agreed. And to neutralize that danger, we need to know who we're dealing with. Let us review the events that transpired tonight. The smallest detail could be important, so hold nothing back. Monica lived long enough to say a name. Irschwinge. But hard to tell us. It must be important. Emsol seems taken aback. He pauses for a moment before responding. A fire wing. This is unexpected. You'll have to forgive me. This brings back many unpleasant memories. Glory raises an eyebrow. The fire wing. The most terrible of the great dragons. There are those who would disagree, but they never experience the terror of living in her shadow. He glances at Glory. You are far too young to remember her, of course, but for Germans of my generation, the name Vierschwing, I'm probably going to get destroyed on that pronunciation, is synonymous with chaos, destruction, and death. The dragons of today are subtle creatures, full of patience and guile. Vierschwing was not. Or Vierschwing. We're just going to go with Vierschwing. You know, someone else can correct me in like 6 months when this comes out. After her awakening, she went on a 4-month rampage that claimed tens of thousands of lives. Emsol takes a deep breath, slowly releases it. There is a haunted look in his eyes. Those were dark days. Countless men, women, and children were slaughtered, roasted alive in their homes by a creature of legend. No hope for salvation, and no end in sight. It was a horror that you cannot begin to understand. What stopped her? I can't imagine that a rampaging dragon would just go away on its own. Eventually, the fire wing was brought down by a man named Dr. Adrian Vauclair. Well, with the help of Luftwaffe, of course, but it was experimental weapons designed by Dr. Vauclair that finally pierced her hide. She fell in a hail of bullets and rocket fire and crashed down in the radioactive wasteland of the SOX, or SOX. This event was called the Dragonfall. Roll credits. Safe at last from the dragon's wrath, Germany celebrated Vauclair as a hero, our own Siegfried, a modern-day dragon slayer. My own family practically worshipped the man. If the Dragonfall was as important an event as you make it out to be, I'm surprised that I've never heard of it. Those early years of the awakening were traumatic, Iger. Not just on a national level, but on a global scale. New species of awakened animals were being discovered daily. Within 2 years of the Dragonfall, the active use of magic had returned to the world, a new source of terror for a bewildered public. And in 2021, the sudden emergence of orcs and trolls gave rise to yet another wave of global panic. In light of such turmoil, is it any surprise that Dr. Vauclair and the Firewing were forgotten? Dragons were yesterday's news. He rubs his temples. Again, all of this happened decades ago. To the best of my knowledge, the story of Vierschwing is a bit of historical trivia, nothing more. Alright, so Monica spent her dying breath trying to tell us about a long-dead dragon. Iger sweeps her eyes across the group, searching for a glimmer of insight. Finally, she gives up. Any ideas as to why? Emsol's voice trembles with frustration. No, doesn't make any more sense to me than it does to you. Dragonfall is ancient history. Vierschwing has been dead and gone for 42 years. But there's one thing that I do know. Whatever Monica saw, whatever she was trying to tell us, it was important. He visibly struggles to calm himself, takes a deep breath, then slowly releases it. I will look into this, and I will find answers. In the meantime, did you turn up anything else of value? You know, I don't think I played an orc in Shadowrun Returns. I think I played an elf. Or not an orc, a troll, but I'll have to go double check on that. I just have a feeling that I might have played an elf in that one too, but maybe it was just like the portrait I chose or something. I don't know. Let's see. The estate was just a front for whatever was going on in the basement. Hemsel nods, that much is clear. It wasn't a minor enterprise either. That facility took serious funds to build. And time. There was more to it than we saw. Places like that don't spring up overnight. And all in secret, the owners, whoever they may be, were none too pleased by your escape, I'm sure. What else did you find? After everything went crazy, we were confronted by an orc in military-grade armor. He appeared to be the head of security. That is not much to go on. Do any details about this orc come to mind? Any distinguishing features that I could look into? He was an older guy, for one. From the sound of his voice, I'm guessing mid to late 40s. Pretty old for an orc. And he'd had skin grafts. Most of his face looked like replacement material. If the grafts come from a legitimate hospital, there may be medical records. That is something. I'll see what I can find out. Did you note anything else during the run that may be of value? I'm guessing maybe if we stole the thing, maybe we can do something there. That's all we've got. It's not much. Hemsel nods. His face is drawn and haggard. It is thin, I agree. A basement. A middle-aged orc with skin grafts, and a long-forgotten world event. Whoever sent us knew what we were walking into. We were set up. It's obvious, but why? Ol's face reddens. I warned her. I told her not to take this run, but she assured me it would be a cakewalk. You didn't bring it to her. No, she set up the whole thing herself. Monica was approached recently by a man who calls himself Green Winters. He used to be a prominent activist in the F-state political scene. I never much liked the man, and I certainly never trusted him. But Monica, she would do anything for her cause. Anything for the Flux state. He sighs. Winters swore that the data he was after was crucial to ensuring the future stability of the Flux. And that was all it took. Sounds like Green Winters is our best lead then. Yes, most definitely. It is clear that Green Winters has involved us in something much larger than he led Monica to believe. When he finds out what happened on the run, he's probably gonna rabbit. We need to chase him down before that happens. How do we find this guy? There's a man here in the cruise baser, a Turk named Altug Barak Ghazi. He owns a little soy calf shop just down the way called Cafe Kezvi. This man is also a purveyor of information. I have done business with him from time to time. And you think he would know something about Green Winters? Hemsel nods. When I discovered Monica's renewed association with Green Winters, I contacted Altug. One of his people has been keeping tabs on Winters ever since. As I said, I did not trust the man. Pragmatic. Sounds like it's about time I pay Altug a visit. Yes, tell him I sent you. I will do what I can to dig into the information that we've uncovered already, sparse though it may be. Wow, 5 karma? That's crazy. Now I kind of wish I did a little bit of decking, but it also kind of seems like it wouldn't have mattered. Alright, equip 2 drones. Got 2 points left. I think I save my points. Like, I could do stuff with pistols, but let's be honest here, you know, like, do I really need to do all that? We've got enough points to be spending down here. Let's see. Gloria is beautiful in a waifish sort of way. Her features are almost elvish in their delicacy, but there's something cold about her that you find slightly unsettling. What's more unsettling is her chrome. Gloria is rocking a heavy loadout of cyberware from head to toe. She looks to be composed more of plastic and metal than she is of skin and bone. In the shadows, individuals such as this are anything but uncommon, but Glory's cyberware is first generation, all of it. Bulky, invasive, practically museum pieces. This chrome was obsolete well before she was born. Axelrod. Glory shifts her gaze to you, but her expression is as cool and placid as always. Can I help you? How are you holding up? Don't worry about me. I'm solid. Say you're good. You're good. I trust you. Laura's expression remains neutral, but she grants you a barely perceptible nod. Any thoughts on what we should do next? Find our missing client, extract some answers. Beyond that, find another Decker. Monica won't be easy to replace. Best start looking now. I'm not going to ask her any personal questions. Let's go to my stash. Welcome back, Dante. Iger glares at you, and you can taste the bile in her stare. She clearly still blames you for Monica's death. Something I can do for you, fearless leader. We need to talk about Monica. Not right now, we don't. Don't push me on this, Axelrod. One of these days, we're gonna hash this out, and you can talk all you like about the craziness that killed one of my best friends, but it won't be today. Alright, Iger, I get the hint. I'll give you some space. Good call. Yeah, good call. Have no respect for me? Hey! It's Dante. As you start towards the safe house door, a large four-legged form steps around the corner. Dante, Monica's dog, an enormous mongrel of intermediate breed. A low whimper emerges as he enters the room, head hanging low. Oh crap, Dante. Dietrich shakes his head. Don't worry, boy. We'll look after you. At the sight of Monica's dog, Amsel's eyes well up. He inhales, but can't quite catch his breath. Started whimpering about an hour ago. Turned into a full-blown howl. Wouldn't stop, kept... he closes his eyes. That's when I realized something bad had happened. Looking down into those huge brown eyes, you see intelligence and sadness. He lets out a small whine and rubs his head against you. Scratch Dante behind the ears. Dante leans into you and looks up mournfully, pressing his ribs against your leg. Guess the dog is going with you, Axelrod. Amsel takes a ragged breath and releases it. Then a slow, melancholy smile plays across his face. Well, perhaps a part of Monica lives on in Dante. Return to the safe house when you're finished up with Altug, mein Freund. I guess, my friend. With a little luck, he can help us locate Green Winters, and we can get to the bottom of this. He stares at the floor. And now I think we should all take a moment. His lips tighten for Monica. Oh, the dog is following me. Oh, dog, you gonna die. Just throwing that out there. See what you got to say. Dietrich turns his head at your approach. His aging face is traced with a network of faint scars, the legacy of too many fights over too many years. While he still retains a degree of strength and vigor, it's obvious that the shaman you see today is a shadow of his former self. Despite all of this, there is still an aura of power surrounding the man. He raises his bottle, offering it to you. Axelrod, welcome. I've got a bottle of schnapps that needs sharing, and we've got a fallen comrade to drink to. I don't drink, but I'll join you in saluting her memory. Dietrich shrugs. Fair enough. To Monica. Takes a long pull of the bottle and locks eyes with you. Let me ask you a question, Axelrod. What made you choose to come to Berlin? What do you want to know? Monica told me that you moved here from the Rhine-Ruhr megaplex. Made it sound like you'd been there for a good many years. Successful years at that. Leads a man to wonder why you packed up and moved here. Member of my old crew betrayed me. Ain't that a pisser? I can handle all sorts of things, but betrayal always makes me see red. This is cool. Like, if this is actually the backstory building, this is very cool. Oh yeah, this is... like, these answers are so different. This is definitely going... Ooh, I almost clicked. This is definitely going to turn into something in this game. I just feel it. Yeah, I know the feeling. I tried to make him answer for it, but the bastard got away. The piece of dreck cut and run, huh? That's rough, friend. Dietrich takes another swig from his bottle and shrugs. Well, he got away, but who knows, right? Maybe you'll catch up with him someday. So after all this went down, you decided to bail out of the Ruhrplex and head to Berlin. Am I getting that right? More or less. There wasn't much for me left in the Ruhrplex, and Monica made me a heck of an offer. Ah, yes, Monica. Dietrich raises his bottle again, then closes his eyes and takes a long drink. After the moment has passed, he returns his attention to you. It all comes back to our girl, doesn't it? But let me ask you, just what was your relationship with Monica anyway? I want to know. I know that you two knew each other way back, but she was pretty coy about these things. What do you want to know? Or, yeah. Monica was my friend. I cared about her. He shrugs. I don't know. I guess that I just want to get to know her better. There are some areas of her life that have always been a mystery, and if you could shed any light on them, I'd be appreciative. I knew Monica well enough to know that what you mean. She did have a mystery way about her. What was the deal between you two? Don't leave me in suspense. We're friends. Right there with you, and privileged to say so. She was one of the best women I've ever known. Anyway, I've taken enough of your time, and the bottle's empty. Thanks for taking the time to talk. For what it's worth, I'm happy you're here with us. He takes a final pull on the bottle, then tips it forward, pouring the rest on the ground. Rest in peace, Monica. We'll miss you, girl. I really hope that actually turns into something. You know? Betrayal of the clan member. Let's do a hard save. Can't save the game. There we go. You got the Roll20 server set up, so people can dump their character sheets on it, and you can import all the stuff for the next session. Nice. Roll20. Wait, you're playing in person, but you're playing on Roll20? So, can I see why this dog is with me? The the dwarvish tech vendor smiles at you with practiced ease, her almond eyes twinkling with the glare from a dozen trid screens. He speaks in a clipped, heavily accented German. Welcome to the Data Haven. Can I help you with something? I need some tech, and I'm on a tight schedule. Show me what you've got. Alright. Let's check out your drones. Alright, Class B. I think I can use Class B, but I don't have enough money. Don't like the idea of this smoker. I ain't buying that. Oh, RoboDoc. Medkit on wheels. Outfits. Grants 1 intelligence? What am I using right now? Seems like nothing. We're gonna buy this outfit. I'm gonna buy these kits as well. Pleasure doing business. That's the Windows key. That's where we want to go. Using Roll20 to keep the info dump stuff so people can access it easily between sessions. We're going to keep the campaign map and quest markers on Roll20 so the party can brainstorm between sessions on what their next move is. Since when do players brainstorm between sessions? They either show up early and figure out what they want to do, or they brainstorm during the session and you just kind of sit there and chill and lean back and be like, okay, they'll figure out what they want to do eventually. At the sound of your approach, the orc turns to face you. He wears a severe expression, but there is kindness in his eyes. Guten Tag, elf. Can I help you with something? Couldn't help overhearing your conversation. I take it you run a charity of some sort. He nods. Yes, it isn't much, but we do what we can. Such as, give me some specifics. Clears his throat, then begins to count off on his fingers. Past several years, I have established a shelter where the dispossessed can sleep, a soup kitchen to feed the hungry, and a library for the people of Cruise Baser to better themselves. It isn't much, I admit, but it's a start. A good start, Samuel. You mustn't be so hard on yourself. There are limits to what one man, even a determined man, can accomplish. This is true. He nods to the orc at his side. Thankfully, some of the residents that I've helped over the years have come back around to help me. I've got 15 assorted orcs and trolls from all around the cruise baser working with me now. They help me man the soup line, stock the library shelves, and to do all of the hundreds of other little things that a community organization needs done every day. These extraordinary individuals are living proof that What we do here has value. They are my inspiration to continue forward. She beams at the compliment. From her body language, it's clear that she idolizes Breckenbauer. Now, do you have any more questions? If not, I will bid you good day. I do not wish to sound self-important or rude, but there are many pressing matters that demand my time. 15 assorted orcs and trolls. Does that mean that the other races aren't welcome within your organization? It's taking a rather narrow view of what we do. Yes, it is true that my assistants are all members of the goblinoid races. It is also true that before they accepted my help, they were thieves, gangers, and deadbeats. This is not because they were bad people. This is because those of us with goblinoid traits are feared, mistreated, and denied gainful employment by a society that hates us. I hire only goblinoids because mainstream human society has created a need for me to hire only goblinoids. The orc and trolls of the cruise baser deserve a workplace where they will be treated with dignity and respect. All that being said, our services are available to all. We wouldn't turn a desperate person away, regardless of that person's metatype. Even humans, the most privileged of all races, are welcome at our door. Isn't that what's most important? You know, I see where this is going, but this isn't going to go where we want it to go. I'm pretty sure of that. It is. I agree with what you're doing here. You're filling a vital need in the community. Nod silently. Thank you for saying so. Now, is there something else? Nope. I'm moving on my business. We're all dealing with here. She mentioned something about magic. I have no need for magic. This is a surprisingly involved group. You made a short cheat sheet version of the player handout, and they asked for the full version instead. They're all law school students and really enjoy tabletops. Been flattering to see them so excited about making their characters and asking a lot of questions about the setting. I know the feeling, Dante. I know the feeling. When the feeling that I got when I got the 47 or 46, 40 something page backstory that was interwoven with the campaign world that I built, I was like, yo, this is a good feeling right here. This person is trying very, very hard to ensure that things are going to work out in the best possible way. A bizarre monument towers before you. At the top of the pedestal, the form of an angel stands, its outstretched wings looming over the small park. But the material is strange and uneven, giving the statue a cold Frankenstein-esque appearance. It appears that the artist has welded this monument together from various metal scraps and pieces of junk. As you approach, a small, grimy monitor at the base of the statue flickers dimly to life. The grainy face of a smug young orc appears on screen. Hello there, I'm Hubert Kunzel, the creator of this monument. What would you like to know? Nothing. Ring, ring. It's old, obsolete phone. It's ringing. I mean, I gotta pick it up, you know? Someone's social security number is on the other side of this call. That means I have to save somebody. A monotone, pitch-adjusted voice begins speaking almost immediately. The Stockwellen writer's contact for this keys is no more. Axelrod is listed as a follow-up contact. This is our only secured line to this keys. Please listen to the following instructions carefully if you are a supporter of our cause. We have phone booths in strategic locations throughout the city. Within each one, you may find a request posted for specific information. You can obtain a copy of this information, return here, and submit it via the port below the receiver. We will verify the authenticity of the information remotely and post an undoctored copy of it onto the Matrix ourselves. It is our stated goal for this information to remain free to all. However, you will be compensated for sought-after information returned to this location. Okay. Interesting. It's nice. I think it's beyond nice. I think it's great. It's great. Can I talk to this person, please? Warming herself in the dim light of a dying street lamp is a waif of a girl who looks far too worn for her years. The Mother Superior, she says there will be 7 for me to care for. I need to see them. 7 what? What do you have to care for? The captain's children. The Mother Superior says there are 7. She says I'm to be governess to the children. You notice a chipjack poking out beneath the young woman's unruly hair. The vacant look in her eyes marks her as a likely BTL junkie, lost between reality and any number of better-than-life virtual constructs. I need money to get back to them. I'm going to step away now. Yes, good. I need to rejoin the children. You rejoin those children. Triage Cyber Clinic. Anyways, every now and then, you know, that urge comes back to me of I should make time for Dungeons and Dragons again, because it would just be so much fun. And then I think back, I'm like, well, making time, that's asking for a lot. This elf has clearly seen better days. His skin is weathered and emaciated. Emaciated? I don't know. As though it has been stretched too tightly over his frame. Track marks line the crooks of his arms, and dirty bandages wrap his knuckles. Despite all of this, he seems cheerful enough. The elf fixes his twinkling, bugged-out eyes on yours and offers you a broad smile, displaying a set of impossibly white teeth. When he speaks to you, his voice is surprisingly deep. Guten Tag, mein Freund. You here for some magic, because Zach Flash, he gestures at himself with a dramatic flourish, is your magic man. Zach cocks his head and offers you a lopsided grin. Well then, I might be able to help you. He begins to twist a strand of his long, stringy hair around one of his spidery fingers. His smile remains fixed, a pearly crescent set into a face caked with grime. Only me in suspense. What you got? Alright. Can you show me what you got, man? This ain't magic. Get out of my face. And you're gonna give me magic. I was expecting spells. And you just trying to sell me drugs. The Romani Patriarch is an impressive figure, an enormous man in his late 60s, burly and broad-chested despite his age. His voice is deep and resonant, and his breath is heavy with the stench of pipe tobacco. Tavin Baxtail, elf? You're here to conduct some business. If so, I welcome you to Metbach Arms and Ammunition. If not, keep right on walking. Show me what you got. Show me what you're working with. Alrighty. I need a pistole. These all look like pistols to me. Ah, it says pistol right here. Pistol, pistol, pistol. Cool. Alright, what kind of pistol do I have? 6 damage. Medium range. I believe I have this one. I need range combat 4. We equip a better pistol. This is a taser. That's interesting. It has a smart link. Greater accuracy. Ranged combat 4. That's gonna be expensive. I'm at what, 2 right now? It's gonna cost 6 points. I think I'm just gonna keep what I have, which is this. And just say, I'm gonna be a pistole person. Right? Tip the dancer? Not a chance. Talismanga. Oh, this is for like talismans. Shamans. Something about the young elf behind the counter makes your breath catch in your chest. She's lovely to look at, but it's a strange kind of beauty. Her eyes are large and luminous and impossibly green. As she looks up at you, you can see that her irises are flecked with iridescent gold. Hello and welcome to Algernon's. Really? Perhaps I can help you with something. She smiles up at you, her eyes fixed on yours. A curious feeling of weightlessness fills your chest. It feels as though you're floating in a warm, calm sea. A gentle current pulls you closer to absinthe, and the sensation is pleasant. As you drift, the golden specks in her eyes begin to move. Well, I can't look away. The golden specks in the elf's eyes shift and swirl, slowly picking up speed. It's mesmerizing. All at once, the specks explode into light and color. Absinth's eyes now fill your field of vision, and it feels as though you're drowning in an alien sea. The patterns traced by the shimmering specks in her eyes are kaleidoscopic, enchanting, nearly impossible to turn away from. You are lost. Your entire world has been reduced to a churning vortex of green and gold. Dimly, you become aware that something is happening. You feel your body being buffeted by unseen forces, and suddenly everything goes black. Slowly and painfully, you struggle your way back to consciousness. The shop's owner, Algernon, is peering down at you, an expression of concern on his face. Absinthe stands beside him, her expression one of embarrassment. Hey, I recognize this guy. Welcome back, friend. Algernon extends a hand to help you to your feet. Absinthe shifts slightly to allow you to stand. What was that? What happened? My fault and my apologies. Sometimes when I daydream, I bring others along for the ride. It was unintentional. Yes, but there was no harm done, correct? You'll be fine. No harm done. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to go stand in the corner for a while. Algernon. Greetings, young elf. The elf's voice is smooth as silk and rich as clotted cream. Something about him instantly puts you at ease. I am Algernon Halfdream, the owner of this establishment. In my shop, you will find only the finest in magical paraphernalia. Now tell me, how may I serve you? What you got? Here's the magic spell place. I'm not going to buy any of these spells, but here's the magic spell place. You know what? For the third game, I'm not going to remember this by the time I play the third game, but for the third game, I think I'm going to be a chi physical adapter, whatever this chi casting is. I think I might go down that route. Yeah, let me sell that. Alright, there was a Decker shop up here. As you approach the elf, you notice that he's in mid-conversation. His lips move rapidly and his voice comes out in a low, quiet tone. The glossy plastic shell of a high-grade comlink glints on his wrist. Oh, step away. No. Step away from the doctor and wait for him to finish. Soon enough, he presses a button on his comlink and looks up at you, a $1,000,000 smile on his face. Sorry for the wait, my friend. Welcome to the Triage Cyber Clinic. He extends his hand to you. I am Dr. Zabir Ezkabel, and your name is? Axelrod, a pleasure. Pleased to meet you, Axelrod. What can I do for you? I need cyberware. What you got? 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 +3 to hit? For 750? My dog. Wow. 8 HP and quickness? Ah, so this is... Oh, no, these are the same thing. 3% to hit is... doesn't feel like a lot for 750. Throwing that out there. Okay. Let's continue with the main story, shall we? But before I do that... I was like, where am I supposed to go? I'm going to save... and old safety mark here.